back in my own old stomping grounds. We came down to visit my parents. So I'm back checking out the Goodwill that was like my bread and butter Goodwill I went to every day, it felt like. So I'm excited to go back in there and check out my, I wouldn't call it my honey hole, but definitely one of my standard go-to Goodwills from when I was living here. So I'm pretty excited to head back in. The first thing that I would always do when I went to my Goodwill is I would check the jewelry counter, because in these Goodwills they still sell jewelry. I know some do not, but I didn't see any jewelry jars or anything that looked really good. So next step, let's go to cart. Unfortunately, every single cart I got, like, wheels weren't turning. They were like, I kept thinking there's something stuck under the wheels, but finally got one that was rolling and off we went. Still a little bumpy, as you can see. Then I noticed pretty quickly something had changed in my favorite Goodwill from back home, and that was all like the knick-knacky shelves were gone. Everything was piled up on top of where all the clothes were, and then the aisles were just like smushed really close together, and I couldn't get through. So I finally found a place where I could get through, because I didn't, want to bump up against another person shopping. So I started peeking at everything, and nothing was really jumping out at me. So I don't know. I kept looking and looking. It sort of started becoming like a challenge. Like, I needed to find something in all of this. The breakable area with like the cups and the mugs and stuff was the only area that seemed even slightly organized. These looked kind of promising, but they wanted $1.99 each on them. I thought maybe it was for the set, but it was not. It was $1.99. Oh, maybe it does say set. No, at the time I thought it said each. At first I thought, well, maybe this. No, pass. This might have been okay, that little crystal piece, and I think that's a Target mug. It's cute. And then this is a little toothbrush holder that it looks, I think it's supposed to look like it comes from a hotel. I don't think it actually comes from a hotel. A little Paris one. That might have been okay to get. But when you start looking around a place, and because it seems junky, like everything seems junky. I liked this ashtray. It was made in Italy. It was nice colors, blue and green, but it had quite a bit of chipping and damage on it. So yeah, I kept noticing that, the store had changed so much. Like, the aisles were all smushed. And then on most of the stuff, other than the breakables, it was just like a mishmash of everything. This was kind of cool. Yeah, so see here, I mean, and I get they're probably really understaffed, but it just started looking like everything is just kind of junk, because it was just kind of junky, like junked up. But I did start trying to think, okay, there's got to be a diamond in the rough here, because if I'm thinking that there's nothing, then certainly there's going to be something kind of hidden away. So yeah, here's the toy. I felt bad. Like, I mean, it must be that they're just understaffed or something, but even in the plush, I found this little Finnick. I think he's from Zootopia, but he wasn't worth picking up either. And I see that there's some Mickey Mouse, but it's just like somebody mentioned on one of the other videos on Biggest Mistakes or something like that. Not every Disney or Star Wars, etc., is going to bring money. This was a cute little Vans, girl shoe, but the mate wasn't there. Again, just everything's kind of strewn about and like thrown on there. So let's see. And y'all tell me, because that kind of frame of mind that I found myself in, I'm sure that there was probably something I was just walking past, because I was just kind of overwhelmed with how cluttered and like dumped everything seemed. It just seemed like everything was just kind of dumped on there without any kind of rhyme or reason. Toys, shoes, everything was just kind of piled up together. Or rather, maybe I hate to say somebody picked it up and put it down there, because it was just like that on every single aisle. Like, they just stuck it up there. Now looking back, I'm like, I wonder what that Santa might have been an okay pickup. This little bag of plush. Those little loveys can sell. So there was like a little elephant lovey in there. That might have been an okay pickup. And then here coming up, there was this pop-up, I'm about to get to it, but it's like a little, it looks like a barrel, you see it? And it's got a little pop-up monkey, but the batteries weren't working in it. And at first I thought maybe it was Curious George because the top of the monkey kind of looked like that, but it turns out it was not Curious George. I was like, that would have been something cool and different. I hadn't seen that before, but it wasn't Curious George, so just left that behind as well. Tell me what you're thinking. I mean, what would you do at this point? This is on a Sunday. So this is across the street from two other thrift stores, but they're both, one of them was Salvation Army, and it's closed on Sunday, and the other one was called something Angels. I can't remember what it's called, but it's also closed on Sunday. This was kind of fun too, but again, this is that same vein of like not every Star Wars toy sells or is worth picking up to sell. The dolls I checked, not American Girl dolls. They were the what do they call the ones from Target, our generation. I think they're made by Batat, so they're really not, there's not a great resale value in them. Yeah, I really, really, really just kept thinking, okay, there's got to be something hiding in here. There's got to be something good, but I just wasn't finding it. So eventually, I do end up going to a different Goodwill, and I did have better luck, so I'll be sharing that footage pretty soon. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you're notified when I put out other videos. But I'm not done yet. Let's see what else we see. Yeah, what was I looking for? Oh, okay, then I started getting kind of like, okay, maybe this is something. Okay, there's a little Cabbage Patch doll. Some of these can fetch a little bit of money, and I think they wanted, was it $1.99 or $3.99 on this? Let's see if I show the tag. They wanted $3.99, I think, for that. But as you can see, they are really not. Here, I'm going to click it on sold. So right now I've got it on what's up for sale. There's quite a few, but what I want to know is, are they selling? And yeah, there were a couple sold down here, but not for nearly the amount that I would need to get buying it for. I think it was $1.99, maybe it was $3.99. But check out this shirt, y'all. So this was extra large, and it looks like one of those that you get made for your, like you get made socks made with people's faces on it. It looks like he outgrew that shirt, and he outgrew his girlfriend, who bought him this crazy, crazy shirt. And then over here in the pictures, I saw these bird pictures, and I thought that they were like hand painted. It's like even if they're not hand painted, but they were kind of nice, like these kind of nautical seabirds, egrets they look like, perhaps. And they were from Kirkland's, I believe, but they wanted $7.99 each on them. They might have been good, say, like if I had like a antique booth or something like that where you could sell stuff like that. But I didn't want to pay $8 a piece and then, ship them and XYZ, just pass on that. Then I wish, so this is a little cork bottom placemat kind of deal. It's got a kookaburra on it. I wish that there had been more of those, because that is something I would have bought. The little cork bottomed placemats like that. So yeah, here's how they had their bins. Like whenever they rolled out new stuff, they just like rolled them out in the middle of the floor and just walked away. And I guess just left it for people to pick through. That was it. They weren't really, I guess there was nowhere for them really to stock it up. Random shoe. Yeah, I didn't see the mate. So, alright, just go on from there. Then there are some plastic grapes here, and I actually just sold some lucite grapes. Now this is up my alley, so like, okay, finally, something I think I could sell. It's figural, it's a luminary, you put a candle in there, or like a tea light or something, and it flickers, or if you like incense, you could use it like as an incense cone burner, that kind of thing. I was like, oh, okay, that's something I could sell. And they wanted, let's see if I focus on it didn't look like there were very many chips. I show it again, so I can show you. And then this mug, I've sold mugs like this. There's these like ceramic travel mugs. I've sold an Otagiri one for, I don't know, like $30-something. But this wasn't marked. Well, it was marked, but when I looked up the brand, it was like Creative Treasures or something. And yeah, no. So that is the line. There was this really long line. I'm trying to debate. Do I want to stand in this long line? There's one checker to buy just this one, turtle, stoneware kind of turtle. So I think, you know what, let me go shopping some more and see if I find some other stuff. Maybe the line will go down in the meantime. So I decided to make another go round on the shelves. I find these little vases, but you know, they're just like the made in China, not for food. Not who's gonna eat out of those. And then I decided I'm gonna go look for the. I like to go through the wallets, right? So I kind of struggled at first finding where the wallets were. I found one of the baskets, but like I said, it was just kind of like everything was piled up on top of the wallets. So I guess there's this on top of all the wallets here. This one looked pretty nice, but it was, let's see if I show why. Yeah, and it wasn't really branded. It might have been okay still. That's like an Ipsy bag. This was a nice little vintage wallet, but oh, it was a mess inside. So just struggling. Okay, nice red wallet. That's promising. But then again, on this one, even though I'm like, okay, it looks pretty nice on the inside, when I started looking at the outside, it was peeling in a spot. See there, it was all peeling. Like, dang it. All right, what's under this basket? Let's see. Got to move all the stuff to see if there's any more wallets and stuff underneath. And there is not. So anyway, I went back to go see if the line had gotten any shorter, and it had actually grown. And I was like, oh man, I'm not going to stand in this big long line to buy this one turtle. And yeah, so I decided I am out of here. And that's what happened. So this was like, I was starting to feel like I got punked. But yeah, it was pretty depressing actually. So that was different. I did not expect that big of a change in my Goodwill that I used to come to all the time. It was very, almost even depressing. Like, there wasn't even, usually there's music playing or something. It was very quiet, very crowded. The aisles were closer together. The carts, like the wheels didn't turn. I ended up walking out with nothing because I even at one point I was like, I am determined. I'm going to find at least one thing I can flip in here. And then I found one thing-ish, but then the line was crazy. And I'm like, I am not going to stand 15 minutes in this line for this one item. Not happening. Well, sometimes you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. And this is, I need to run. Okay, maybe not a run. It's definitely a walk away. Walking away, going to hopefully find greener pastures at another store. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.